Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we'll quickly go over whether you want to take decision to move abroad for your masters or your in general studies, and what type of constraint you have to keep in the mind while you make the decision and after you make the decision. So let's go over the slides that I prepared quickly. Okay, so are you ready? So there are different constraints that you have to keep in the mind while you take the decision to move from one country to another country. First would be your career choices. If you're already a working candidate with a couple of years of experience or just 1 or 2 year of experience, you want to consider the program that you're going to, whether that program or the career path that you are in have a good exposure to the country that you're trying to go for the masters. And if you're a freshly graduate student, then it does apply similar, but what kind of career you're looking for, whether, for example, US has a good tech industry. If you go to a smaller country or the country which is not very well developed when it comes to technology, or when it comes to healthcare or some other career paths, so you have to ensure that the country that you're choosing has to be well developed and has a good enough opportunity for you to grow in your career choices. Your interest, so this does matter. When it comes to interest, people take it very lightly, including me, that we think that it's good for me and it might pay me a good, so I'll just take this course and I'll get done with it. No, moving abroad and studying and getting everything done on your own, it's really difficult. When I say it's difficult, it is difficult. So if you're not interested in the course, drop the idea right away, because until and unless you have the interest to study about it and learn about it and grow in that, you won't be able to survive. And it could be as simple as if I love coding or not. If I don't, see, computer science might not be for me. Or if you don't like anything specific to animal, then anything related to that career would not be a choice. So it would be as simple as that. Finances, when it comes to finance, you have to check with your background, check with your parents maybe, or check with your own savings if you're working from a couple of years, and select the university or country which would be beneficial with and matches your financial status. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be taking a risk. Of course, there are multiple organizations who give study abroad loans, but the process is very hectic and it takes a lot of time and consumes your energy and mental health a lot. But at the end, that is an option. I'll create another video on how to process a loan and how to go over all of those things. But yes, finance is something that you should be considering heavily. And I would say if you are if you don't have scholarship when you're planning, or when you're applying to any certain university, finance is something major that you should consider. And last would be the emotional stability. When I say the emotional stability, are you good enough to stay without your family? Are you okay to stay from your loved one, away from your loved ones? Because I think one way ticket costs around 800 and $1,000 or more than that sometimes. So people do not generally fly back in 2 months or 3 months or sometimes in a year. So you have to be strong enough to stay away from your family. And when I say this, I have stayed away from my family like for like last 8 years. Still, when I shifted to US, it was really difficult for me not to miss them. And so it does take a toll on your mental health. So ensure that you're strong enough to stay away from your family physically for a certain time. Of course, there is technology, you can do video calls, voice calls, but still the physical presence does matter. So that is something you should consider heavily. So next would be how to make a decision. So once you are firm and you have decided that yes, I'm ready for this, I want to do my masters, I want to do something, I want to move away from my country and learn something in another country, how can you make that decision? So program versus the university. When it comes to your program and the university, it varies a lot. For example, there are Ivy League colleges like Harvard, Columbia. Not every university is best for each program. Their programs differs as universities. So you have to ensure the career path or the program that you are in or you want to go in, the university has it better. It doesn't matter if the university is Ivy League or university has a better ranking or this or that. But the program course, the curriculum that they're offering, what kind of facilities they're offering, what kind of subjects they're offering, what will be the learning path that they will crave for you. That is the most important thing that you have to look into. So ensure that your program is fixed. Ensure then the university that you're going to apply, they have a good program that you want to go in. Next up would be weather. Weather is something I took it lightly, but if you are moving to a country like Canada or it could be any state from your United States, so ensure that you are very familiar with the weather practically. Because if you're someone who doesn't like cold or someone who doesn't like summer, it would be really difficult if you land up in a wrong place. And when I say it would be difficult, because it would be hard as you cannot walk certain a mile to go to your classes or to go to your part-time job or just to hang out with someone. And how long you're gonna sit in your room. So that's something very crucial to consider. So I like cold, so it's a cold weather is something not that difficult for me. So it was an easier decision for me. But if you are someone who does not like cold or gets affected heavily with the cold weather, you should again think of the other options, other states that other universities are located in. The next would be ranking. So when it comes to ranking, there is a stigma around it that this university has a better ranking, my major has a better ranking. In my personal opinion, I only think of the curriculum that they're offering or the exposure that they're offering. Apart from that, I don't think that ranking does matter to me. But obviously you should not look for universities which are really ranked low. The reason being, reason they're ranked low because there has to be some flaws that are major. So ensure that you're looking into certain criteria. When it comes to major, again, university has different ranking, your major has different ranking. Same thing applies that your university might be the best in the states, but your major is not good enough in that. Your major might be the best, but the university is not good enough. And here the vice versa states matters, because I feel as long as your major is really good in the specific university, you have good enough chances to land a particular career path. Because at the end of the day, that's what you're going to learn from. Instead of looking into university ranking, look for your major ranking into that university. When it comes to visa, there has been a cases where certain university were rejected just because of their ranking, and I do not have at this moment the enough information why it happens, but there is a PDF or documentation which flows around where you can see under which criteria that university falls. So, for example, my university, Drexel University, around has 90% visa applications acceptance rate. So that does vary from university to university. For example, Northeastern has above 90 and UCSD has 100%, like 90 to 100%. Some university does have a 50% rank, which is really difficult to get a visa process on. And imagine you are done with your applications, you're done with your admit, you have decided now you're going to fly and you don't get your visa. So that's something a bummer. So you have to think a little bit about the visa ranking too and the lifestyle. So when it comes to lifestyle, I don't mean that you want a very luxurious lifestyle at the states, where you're living like a New York or Boston or Los Angeles. No, it has to be certain, meeting certain criteria. When it comes to safety, when it comes to your day-to-day chores, you shouldn't feel that you're not safe at that state or in that state or in that area. And again, it comes when it comes to city, there are different areas which are safe and which are unsafe. So whenever you're coming to different country, you have to consider the lifestyle that they have, the culture that they have. That's a huge major factor that you should consider. I think that's all from today's video. If you have any questions in general, you can shoot me a question on the comments, Or I have a page on the topmid.io. I have linked here. I'll be updating it in the description too. You can just book a one-on-one call. It's free. So let me know if you need any help. I'm always there.